My experience, fighting and battling cancer, was, interesting from the aspect of, I remember late 2019, I was experiencing abdominal pains that I couldn't understand where they were coming from and whatnot. But being a guy and being a man, not going to the doctor immediately, just thinking, oh, maybe this will pass or whatnot. But it was actually quite excruciating pain, and I'm not someone who complains about pain ever. Um, February of 2020, I go to a doctor. I start the process of going to a doctor trying to figure it out. They don't know initially what it is, and so we're just trying to figure it out and whatnot. Well, then the pandemic hits the U.S. March of 2020, so we're all locked down, quarantine. Um, I'm still kind of like not feeling good. Still don't know what's going on. Series of things happen that lead me to having to go to the hospital for a blood transfusion, because the whole time I was anemic and not realizing to the severity of it. But while I had to go to the emergency for for blood transfusion, they ran a CT scan, saw that we think something might be wrong. I had more tests done later. By July of 2020, right? So we're still, kind of locked down, quarantine, but not really. We were in a weird place where people were kind of like outside, but still trying to avoid getting COVID. I was diagnosed officially with having colon cancer, and it was stage 3 colon cancer. I was blessed with a very good prognosis. They felt like surgery was going to take care of it. 6 weeks later, I had surgery, which was very successful. Still in the midst of the pandemic and quarantine, but they wanted to just for precautionary purposes have me do 12 rounds of chemotherapy in case there was any microscopic cells left. It whooped me. I'm not gonna lie. It whooped me. I was every day. It just because as anyone who's ever been through the process knows that chemo builds on itself. And so you just continuously get weaker and weaker and whatnot, and just more and more sick just throughout the just dealing with the treatment. So, but the whole time, only my immediate core group knew, and that's maybe 6 other people knew, and that's not including my family. So no one knew that I was going through this, and people are still calling me, emailing me, texting me. I'm still, having to work throughout the whole thing, taking phone calls, helping people through certain business aspects and whatnot, all while, battling, you're dealing with chemo and battling, cancer and whatnot.
I don't even still feel like I grieved the right way over my brother. I just felt like I had the time because life was kicking my ass, and then I got hit with that. So, you got to just take it day by day.
But my brother died 3 days before we started filming season 1.
Damn.
If you know, it's type thing.
Wow.
That was my boy, and he 29 from asthma. You know what I'm saying? So that actually was what made that okay for me, is because I said, who I'm gonna be mad at? God. Somebody died from asthma. You can't nobody be mad at.
Right.
But to build out of stuff like that, you gotta, for me, even to remain humble, I talk to, like, it's kids in my life. Like my little brother, 13, but he actually getting older. If you get a kid, their innocence is so pure that it reminds you of what matters in life.
It's a fucked up feeling to lose somebody that you that close to. Is my brother, my right hand man. Like I said, taking a day at a time and knowing that this is what he wanted, because if he was alive, he'd be right here.
Right.
He don't rap or nothing, but he would have been right here in this chair next to me, championing his little brother, saying, I know he can do this. Yeah. So that keeps me going. Losing my grandmother not too far after that, long after that rather. Same thing. I'm a granny's boy. I got a hat that say granny's boy. She usually say mama's boy, but I'm a granny's boy. So, and I love my mama dearly. Me and my mama like best friends, but it's just this relationship I have with my granny. And for her to check out so suddenly, it was kind of crazy to me. So
I had to, compartmentalize a lot of things. From my grandmother's passing away, a month apart, you know what I mean? And, they didn't raise me most of the time. And real life doesn't stop just because, you want to accomplish something and you want to do something and you have something creatively you want to get off. Real life still hits, bills still hit, relationships still hit, deaths still happen. You know, and I'm not any special than anybody else than going through all those things.
I was taking hits back to back to back to back, and I just want people to just, when they hear this, to just, you got to keep going, and knowing that they wanted you to move forward, you have to. It's hard though, bro, because it's a lot of things that I know he would be here, and a lot of things that she would be proud of to see me do.
Right.
Like, this is a step to her. Anybody else would probably think like, oh, it's regular, but I know when I do crack, I'm probably gonna be another DMX. I'm gonna be so emotional because I know where I came from and what I had to overcome.
You know, when you talk to people who are, you know, older, we all stress.
Yeah.
You probably got so many tabs open in your head right now of like, okay, after this podcast, we gotta do this, then I gotta do this tomorrow, then tomorrow I gotta do. Kids don't give I just wanna play some, you know, they wanna eat my chicken nuggets and twirl, and it'd be like, okay, this is what life is about. Like, sometimes you just gotta close them tabs and tell yourself, you know, in divine order, this too shall pass, and keep building.
Stay grounded. You gotta stay solid, bro. You gotta let the people know that you once were in a position that they are or currently still going through it. I said this in the last interview, like, man, the misconception of me is that I'm rich, and I have it because I've been around for so long. I just never had my shot, but I go through the same growing pains as the common person, bro.
I remember my last day of chemo when I went to the doctor and, you know, gave them, you know, my pump and all that. I was sick as a dog. I felt terrible. But that same day, DJ Head had been booked to do an event and whatnot. And I did not need to be there. He did not need me to be there. I'd already had taken care of the business part of it. All he had to do was just go and do the event. But I needed to go for myself. And I had pulled up on him. And you know, he did his thing. He always does his thing, you know, consummate professional. But I wanted to show myself and show him that, yo, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? That's done. That's in the past. I'm ready to, you know, get back out here and whatnot. And I felt, you know, did I need to do it? No. But it was for me. And what I realized in that process, something that I tell people and I tell myself is, you know, no matter what's going on in life, you have to show up for yourself. And we often go through so much that will deter us from the pursuit of whatever it is that we want in life. No one else cares, you know, not that people don't care that you're going through, but they can't care every day because they have their lives, you know what I'm saying? And so the first person who has to care and who has to support you is yourself. You have to care and support yourself each and every day. And beyond what I went through as far as, you know, cancer or whatnot, showing up for yourself is the true essence of entrepreneurship. You have to every day. No one cares if your business works. They just don't. You have to show up every day for yourself, whatever that means for yourself. You know, even on your off days for, you know, your own, you know, rest and mental health and whatnot, that's still you showing up for yourself. You have to show up for yourself. And I really got that lesson in that journey. And ever since then, man, you talk about a man with intention. I've been a man with intention ever since then.